Transit is an old business in theory. I mean, we're all public entities now, but we're a very old industry. We're, really close to 150 years old. And like every good industry, we love to live in the past. And we're always fearful of change and anything new. So there's always that concern that this is something different. It's out of the ordinary. We're not really comfortable with it. Why the heck would we want to do it? And we said, well, let's try it and see what happens. Absolutely. Back in 2007 or 8, it was a time when obviously, we were getting into the recession. Everyone was worried about the economy. And for our organization, it was about revenue. We had revenue issues. So we issued an RFP that had to do with initially exterior transit advertising. And one of my folks came to me and said, can we put a paragraph in this RFP to say, challenge us, give us your great idea that will raise revenue for the organization, and we would entertain that. And that's when we first met Russ and Katie. The proposal was made, I took it to my board, who at first, that group was pretty skeptical. And I said, well, we have nothing to lose. We have the system in place. We don't have to buy new hardware, new software. Why not take a chance and let's see what these two young people can do? It may sound silly, but for me, it was truly a no-brainer, because there was no out-of-pocket to us. So there was no expense for us. Obviously, commuter advertising story has blossomed from there. For us, we're all about providing the maximum amount of service we can to the community. In this day and age, tax revenues, which are our primary source of funding, they're just not growing at a rate to allow us to do a lot of expansion. So we look for alternatives to help us build and at least maintain the service levels we have. So for us, this is one way to say, hey, we're bringing in new revenues that are non-tax revenues that help the system be stable and hopefully grow. Right now we're in a growth mode, and that's probably because some of these alternative revenues are available to us. Probably the only fear I had was, how would our customers react, to this, these new messages that were coming on board? And I can tell you, it's 2014 now, so we're 6 years into this. I have had one complaint about an audio ad, and it was from a sweet little old senior citizen who just said, it just kind of aggravates me. But everyone else tells me the opposite. They say they look forward to hearing them, especially the ones when they're tied to some sort of a deal where you mentioned the ad, you get a discount at a restaurant or a coffee shop. People love that. So, the response has been overwhelmingly positive from the public. Not to mention, we use the system ourselves. We've started producing our own messages and putting them out there for a variety of things, special events, the air show here in Dayton, or other things where we're going to do a special service. We know it's a good medium to get to the people that are in our market, and we use it. So it's interesting that it's been overwhelming positive responses that we've received. We have a difficult time in this day and age because of the various forms of media to reach our customer base. So the PSAs are great. And this is not going to cost you anything to get started. You have the infrastructure. Pretty much everyone in our business has the infrastructure they need on the audio side to make this happen. So I think they should just give it a chance. And ours has been purely a positive result. So I can't imagine why anyone would not wish to do this.